And you are back on the Tortoise and Hare experience. And what the experience it has been today.
It has been insane.
We just experienced a jam-packed show.
Right.
And it's about to get finally more jam-packed with Pray Harper, which you can find on his website, prayharper.org. Welcome to the show, and thanks for letting us play The Size of Your Heart.
Oh, absolutely. It's my distinct pleasure to be here, Turtle. And how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
What an awesome name, Pray Harper.
Right? Is that a real name, or is that like your stage name?
No, it's a real name. It's on my passport and my driver's license and my bank account and what's left of it.
Well, you are a musician.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know what they say about a musician who doesn't have a wife or a girlfriend?
What do they say?
He's homeless, supposedly.
Ah, truth.
But yeah, it's a real name that I chose for myself about 7.5 years ago.
We like it a lot.
Oh, cool.
We like it a lot.
Is Harper your real last name? Or?
No, that's not my real last name either. No, I constructed a whole new name. So the story goes, do you want me to tell the story?
Yeah,
of the name? Okay. So it goes like this. I was with my college sweetheart from 19 to 34, and we became you always become the name. You're like Bobby and Sue, or George and Lisa, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So I was a part of this team, and then it didn't work out. So at 34, I had been a school teacher and a restaurant manager and a waiter and all these things, and I had at nighttime been writing songs or whenever I felt inspired, and I had this little pile of songs, and I thought I should do something with those songs. So when she went on with her new life, I went on to my new life, and I just found that every time I heard my birth name spoken, it just kind of felt like it was missing that other Tweedledum partner or whatever. So I had the fortune, I was playing pianos all over LA in different places, in hotels and wherever there was a piano, and I met these people who owned this hotel, and they invited me to this party, and I went, and I met the wife of a manager who is named Larry Thompson, and he managed like Barry White and all these things, and they invited me over to their house, and I was giving them some tracks kind of like I gave you. They're all kind of different and little weird different productions, and I was just crawling around getting studio time where I could, and I left this one particular track which I had tried to do, which was sort of a housey, almost like a hip-hop beat to it and everything, and I dropped it off for Larry. And he called me up and he said, Timothy, everything that you give to me is very good. He's from Missouri or whatever. He said, I really enjoyed that one track. It was kind of country. It kind of sounded like the Eagles. And then that other track that had that hip-hop thing in it. He said, but son, you have to define yourself. He said, Timothy, every star I ever worked with, I worked with Drew Barrymore. He managed like, what do you say? He's in He manages Captain Kirk. What's his name?
William Shatner.
Yeah, we have William Shatner.
Bill Shatner.
Bill. He's like, all these people, they define themselves. They address themselves. If you have to name yourself, you got to do it. And when he said that, it brought up all those feelings about that old name. And it's not that I didn't like my name, but anybody who knew me as Timothy, I tried to use Timothy, but really I was Timmy to all my friends. And I just couldn't picture people paying good money to see a concert for Timmy.
Right.
So, when he said that, I woke up the next day, I was like, I got to do something about this. And I was driving around with my then girlfriend, and we were driving down Fountain Avenue, and we were coming up to the light at Harper, and I was joking to her. I said, well, how about I change my name to Trey Mendes? And she's like, ha, ha, ha. She looks up and she sees Harper. She's like, well, how about Trey Harper? And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good. Trey, I like a harp. Harp's good. Piano's a harp lying down kind of thing, Had meaning to me. King David, my favorite character in the Bible, that worked. But Trey just sounded cool. It didn't really have any meaning to me. So later in the day, I was driving over Laurel Canyon, and I was at the light at Mulholland, and I was thinking about a name's much more important than a tattoo. Tattoos are important. You have to have a meaning, I think. Some people just put butterflies and stuff all over them. I don't really understand what they're doing, but like, because we just lost all the butterfly tattoo audience.
I'm
sorry, you butterfly people. We love you. But basically, I was focused on the meaning, and I thought, what do I want my life to mean? And I had this thought that sounded kind of strange in my head. Is that I wanted my life to be like a long prayer. And I just had a feeling that what that meant to me was every moment I'm getting a little bit better than I was the moment before. And then I remembered Trey Harper, which was a musical sounding name. And I dropped the ER from prayer and it became Pray Harper. And then I was like, ding, that's my name. So the next day I went downtown, paid them the $400 and something for whatever it was, changed my name. 6 weeks later, I was legally Pray Harper.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very cool.
That's
The last time I changed my name, it cost me $56 million.
that's ridiculous.
Well, that's another story.
I don't know if I've been thinking
I
about
like to
changing
think I
my
made
name.
$56 million when I did that, but it hasn't shown up yet.
Maybe I might not change my name, but put Turtle as like my middle name, you know?
Well, then
Maybe that's cheaper than changing your
might-
name.
Turtle, then I had to send out an email to all my friends because I had to tell them, well, hey, I'm no longer Timmy. You're going to have to find me as Pray Harper because I won't exist anywhere on the internet as Timmy. And I sent out like 300 and something emails to all these people, and I got like 3 emails back. One was a person I met the week before. Wow, that's cool. Good luck with that. Another one was like, whoa, you got balls. And then another one was from a guy I knew from 3rd grade who was very upset with me. He said, hey, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? You're just Timmy, and you got to be proud of who you are and where you're from, blah, 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 blah. And I wrote him back. I was like, well, I am proud of being Timmy, and I'll always be Timmy to you, but, you know, I don't think a lot of people were lining up for an Archibald Leach movie. Archibald Leach was later named Cary Grant.
Right.
So I said, look, it was a artistic decision. I had to follow my heart, and, you know, don't hate me for it. Love you. Bye.
That always brings connotations of what happened when Sting went to his friends and family and was like, oh, just call me Sting, you know?
They're like, right, Gordo. Please, Gordo, stop with the fucking ego trip. Yeah, they're like that. They call him Gordo, you know. I've met a few people around him.
Really?
They still
That's
call
cool.
him Gordo. So, you know, my childhood friends can call me Timmy. It's just fine. But
The moment that you changed your name, did it change your music? Do you feel?
oh well, it definitely changed my music because it was sort of hyperventilating, feeling like actually I went with my brother, who was kind of my what do you call that? Handmaid? No, not what do you call the lady who helps the baby be born? What is-
Midwife?
Midwife, yes. So he was my name change midwife, you know, to help me through the process. Because it's a big deal, you know. You got to go down there and you got a courthouse and you kind of feel like a criminal and what am I doing? On the way there, I was starting to think, well, maybe I should change the spelling to Prey and call it Preston, or it's a nickname. And like, he's like, hey man, it's like you already made the decision. You got to go for
It's
it.
done.
And I did it, and you know, I would say overwhelming the reaction when I meet people and I introduce who I am is like everyone says, wow, that's a cool name. A lot of people say with an E or an A, and I go, what do you think? And we have a discussion. But I've not yet met anyone who had that name or knew anybody who had that name.
Yeah, it's a
And
great
now
name.
it seems kind of obvious name to me, you know. But yeah, it changed. It made me commit more to my pure intention. Like, what do I really want to be doing? Do I want to be getting on a stage and singing a nice song and wearing a nice suit and everyone think I'm cute and let's go back to whatever? Or do I want to commit to a higher
Right.
message?
Well,
or
as
purpose?
a songwriter, singer-songwriter,
Yes.
you're like, what is she going to ask me? I've listened closely to some of the things that you've done, and you've written for television, and you know, and that. Do you feel that a little piece of your soul is being marketed and taken away from you when you're doing that kind of?
Yeah, I've kind of just, well, I had a lot of adventures. When I committed to the name change and the new career after I left that 50-year relationship, within a year of that relationship, I had been at a party at the Roosevelt Hotel and gave a disc to a guy who was in Canada, and he was at a restaurant in Canada, and then he called me, and he said he put the disc on the player, and Lionel Richie was there, and he wanted to sing this song, and he wanted to call me, and I was on the phone with Lionel Richie within a year of really committing my heart to music. And what happened was then I was introduced to the business of all that. You know, that there's certain people who just need to get their cut, and they don't really care about the final result or how your feelings are keep holding up or whatever. So I kind of feel like I was Rip Van Winkle, waking up, entering the world a little immature, a little naive,